Nick wants the hype of the Damar Hamlin coming back. Or he wants it in
Whoa,
Buffalo for the Damar
whoa.
Hamlin thing. He wants it with Taylor Swift in the sweet box with Travis Kelce's parents. Welcome back to the Yeah No Yeah podcast. We got a special edition for you today. We're talking the NFL college games from this weekend. Probably the biggest football weekend that we've had in a while. Miami just almost set the record today for the most points they could have, and they chose not to. The Cowboys look like a pitiful team once again. And the Lions are back.
Never left.
Never left. Yes, they did. They left for a while, actually.
I think we should start with college, talking about college.
Let's start with college.
Let's go in order of the week.
I like that. I like that.
And honestly, let's go with like the noon slate. Like,
all right,
we'll go in order of the games that happened. So
big noon game, ESPN, right? Florida State, Clemson.
Yes. What a game!
A great game. It was honestly one of the most embracing games, and that says a lot because it wasn't even between two ranked opponents.
Yeah, it's crazy because that was such a good game, and it's still. I mean, we'll get to it, but I would say it still wasn't even the best game of the day.
You're right. It wasn't, for sure.
But it was still an incredible game. And I think it is confirmed that Coleman is definitely him.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And it's weird, though, because so the week before, he didn't even have any catches against Boston College.
That was weird.
Yeah, week before that,
Really?
he had like 3 against whoever they crushed. They killed whoever they played the week before.
I mean, they played LSU.
Well, that was week 1, but
okay.
Between then they crushed whoever they played second game.
I'll check.
UTSA maybe, something like that.
It was Southern Miss, 66-13.
Southern Miss, yeah.
Yep.
He had like 3 catches that game. Between those two, you're like, well, what just happened? And now you know.
I mean, if you just look at the LSU game and the Clemson game, just like when in games that actually matter, and that they're playing big opponents who should have a better corner on them, he just shows up. So,
are you guys worried at all about Florida State?
Am I worried?
No.
I am. The reason being is because their run game didn't look great. I know Clemson's front line is a lot better than a lot of teams. But the fact that they couldn't run the ball and the game plan at the end of the game was literally to toss it up to their receivers and make them make a play is a little concerning. Because when you face a team that has better corners and a better defensive scheme that knows that's coming, where they can pull their safeties, that's going to be a concerning point of view.
But then I also think, I mean, like if you look at, I don't know Florida State's schedule offhand, but I would assume they don't play really anyone else other than North Carolina. And I mean, I guess Duke too, but like honestly, out of those two, I think Duke is more concerning because I think Duke's defense is better than North Carolina's.
They also play Miami and Florida.
Oh, they haven't
I
played
did
Florida
forget
yet.
about Florida. I did forget about Florida.
Florida sucks.
Go Gators! Come on.
Is it? Wait, where is that game at?
I don't know. Let me check. It is at Florida.
Oh shoot! That
it's going to be a difference, but I think late in the season, I don't know. I think Florida's riding a lot of hype on that Tennessee game, and I don't think Tennessee's that good.
Yeah. Florida's. You're right. Florida's not a great team, but they're ranked. So
yeah, I mean, I have Florida State in my top 4, so
I do as well.
I do not, but I also had Alabama in my top 4, so maybe I should. at this point, I need to.
Yeah, I mean, hey, they didn't look terrible. I mean, they struggled a little bit in the first half, but like they got it together. They figured it out.
I don't know, man. Milrow's not it, and he gets sacked way too often.
The offensive line's not great. He's not great.
I don't know. I think which like this is just me being kind of optimistic, which I don't know why because don't really like Alabama, but I think he's like starting to find his groove
Yeah,
and like
he looks like he's getting better, but he's still getting pressured so much he
right.
can't really get a rhythm going in a game. So
So I just pulled up their schedule, right?
Mm-hmm.
They played Mississippi State, Texas A&M, both at their locations. Then they have Arkansas at home, Tennessee at home, LSU at home, at Kentucky, home against Chattanooga, and then at Auburn. So the games that they need, or like that they needed home field advantage for, they have.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but like also they lost to Texas at home.
I agree.
So
I mean,
is home
I just
field
think
advantage really that big?
I just think Texas is a better team.
Yeah, I think Texas
Yeah.
is in the top 4 as well.
I don't have Texas in the top 4.
I do. I think
We have a lot of Texas.
We'll get to it.
Okay.
So, also at the noon slate, Michigan. First half was a little bit scary.
Yeah, I mean, they broke off on that first drive. That was the only points they scored. Yeah. I'm not worried about our defense at all. It was a breakaway play. It was it might be the most elite defense in the country, even with Georgia. I think they could compete with Georgia on the best defensive team in the country.
Yeah. They're top 2,
but top 2, not 2. and their offense is still struggling. I just don't know what it is. It just doesn't look right.
I don't know if it's. I feel like it's JJ, but like, I don't know. I also don't think the run game is as dominant as it was last year. So I think it puts a little bit more pressure on JJ to make the throws that he needs to make. And it also scares me a little bit because I think this year it feels like when he gets in like high pressure situations, he doesn't come through as much.
Yeah. I saw something about his completion percentages the last few games, and they have not been great. It was like 70, 60, 50, 30. So like he's not trending in a good way either.
Oof. 30.
Aggressive.
Yeah, like 37 this last game.
He had 37% completion percentage?
I think so. I'll check, but that's what I saw.
That is awful.
Yeah, it's just crazy that it's such a different style that they're running. And they didn't change anything. Their offensive line's a little less experienced than last year. And it just doesn't feel like they're gelling well.
I also think, too, I thought this the past 2 years, I don't think they fully open up their playbook until they get to Ohio State.
I agree.
I think they're willing. Yeah, I think they're willing to lose a game to someone else by still hiding their playbook. And you kind of saw it last year against Illinois, where like they did not want to show anything, and they were just doing the bare minimum just to win. And it got down to the end, and they kind of opened up a little bit, but then like they end up winning, so it was fine. But like even still, they lose that game, they beat Ohio State. It doesn't matter. Like if they still get into the top 4.
His completion percentage actually is not bad at all. It was 71%. I don't know where I read that from, but they were way off.
Was it his QBR, maybe?
I don't know. I mean, he did all right. 15 for 21 for 214 yards and a touchdown. Like, not bad.
No, that can't be his QBR.
His QBR was 96.8.
It's not bad.
No.
But it did move in the right direction because he did throw a touchdown to someone other than Roman Wilson.
True.
Which is the first of the season, so.
Very true. Very true.
But no, I'm not overly worried yet. I'm not panicking yet. They're moving in the right direction. Rutgers was a better team than the rest of them combined.
True.
Mm-hmm.
They'll get better as the season goes on. You're right. I don't think they want to show anything yet.
Yeah. And then kind of moving to 3:30 games. The first one, obviously, let's get it out there.
Which one do you want to talk about?
Colorado is a dumpster fire.
That was really bad. I mean,
yeah,
the biggest concern was the offensive line, and that obviously is true. They got manhandled.
Oregon took their dicks out and slapped them across the face with it.
Oh
If
my.
you want to be blunt with it, but yeah, it was pretty brutal. Like I didn't even watch the second half. I actually didn't even watch the half of the second quarter. So like this is just ugly.
So, can we first talk about the Duck coming in to the stadium? Did you guys see this?
I think he
Yeah.
should lose his job. That's number one rule for a mascot is you don't lose the head, and he lost the head.
I don't get why the first thing he thought of is let me just run furthest away from the head as I can.
Honestly,
Like why would
he's
you not dive onto the head and put it back on? Like at that point and then run away.
yeah, they need to look for a new mascot.
I loved it though. I love them pulling out the clock that said Prime on it and him destroying it. I loved it.
It was a funny
Him
idea.
wearing the cowboy hat. Oh, it was great.
Yeah. I mean the Ducks number one mascot in college football.
I would agree. There's
Yeah.
people in the state that I live in currently that would disagree with you.
Oh my gosh. Sparty's better than Brutus.
Yeah, Brutus sucks, honestly.
Yeah. The tree's better than Brutus.
Yeah. There's an orange ball that's better than Brutus.
You're right. You're right. He's up there. He's up there for top 5 for sure. And it's an orange ball. So, no, the Shedeur Sanders hype can drop down a little bit now.
Yeah.
He's not
Well,
going to the Heisman, guys.
I mean
He's not going to go first round.
they can't slow down quite yet. You see who they play next week?
Yeah, they're going to get destroyed again. So
Yeah, it's going to be bad. I think they're going to lose by I mean, shit, it could be more. They could
It
lose
will
by
be
more
more.
than I
I
don't
think it will
know.
be more.
USC's defense sucks. They're so
Yeah.
bad.
So that's the thing, right? USC is going to score more than Oregon did. They're going to score more than 42.
Well, so I wonder what the over under on that is. I bet
sure
it's
it's out.
70. I bet it's 70.
I bet it might be 70. It might be right at the same line. No, it's USC is going to score more for sure, but Colorado's going to at least score.
Yeah. Oh, I think it'll be like 58 to 24. Like it'll be something like that.
I could see that.
Where like
Yeah.
it's just going to be like USD is going to score on every drive, some points at least.
I mean, shoot, did you see what the final score was against Arizona State, who was playing literally their third string quarterback?
I did
No.
not.
They won 42 to 28. It
Yeah,
wasn't a
like,
good look.
Come on, come on. Yeah.
Oh.
So I don't know. It's a weird landscape right now because normally these teams are, absolutely like boat racing their competition to make sure that they solidify their spot. The teams in the Pac-12 just don't seem, besides Washington, don't seem to be like pushing the gas pedal at all.
Yeah, and I don't know why. Like, I get it if you're trying to rest players, you're trying to, not show all your plays like Michigan, but dominate some people while you still can.
I mean, Oregon looks pretty good. Pretty sure they average the most points per game in the nation.
That might be true. I
So,
think
like-
Washington's got it.
I don't know. Oregon won their first game like 70 to nothing.
I think it was 81. I think they scored 81.
Oh, good lord.
Okay. Well,
81 to 7.
let me see if I can find it.
So, I mean,
So, quick break in the program. USC Colorado line is 73.5.
oh, nice.
Wow.
And another quick break in the program. I believe we all picked Colorado.
Yep. Josh did not.
Man, Josh is going to go
Josh
5-1.
Yeah, well, the problem is we all picked Notre Dame. So
Yeah, that's tough.
they pushed, right?
Um.
Was it
Yeah,
3 or
yeah.
3.5?
It was
It was
3.5.
three.
We're good.
Wait. No. I mean, it was
we-
3.5 at one point, but then I'm pretty sure we had it at 3 in that.
No, when we
We'll go
when
see,
we
we'll
did
go
that
see.
when we did the episode it was 3.5 because we
It
all
was
said
3.5.
we
It
all
was
said
three
if
and a
it's
half.
gonna be
We're
it's
good.
gonna be a 3
Wow.
point. Yeah, that's what I thought.
You're right. Completely forgot about that. Just because the line bounced around so much.
No, I remembered that because I was like, okay, that was the only reason I picked that because I was like, oh,
You're right.
it's gonna be a field goal. It's gonna be
Safe,
with him.
safe game. Yep. All right, let's. You want to move on to the other
Yes, I
3:30
do.
game, the
Yep.
Bama Ole Miss.
Oh, God, that's not the one I was thinking.
All
I
right,
was
which
thinking
one
the
you
one
got?
that actually mattered. Utah, baby.
Oh, great win.
Oh, are you kidding?
Their
Utah's is
defense
in
is
my top four.
elite. Their
Utah's in my top
defense
four.
is elite.
Utah's top four? No way, man.
Utah's
You
top
don't have
four.
Texas
They're
top
winning.
four?
They're winning the Pac-12. Utah is winning the Pac-12. Said it first.
The problem is the Pac-12 is just so good.
Rots. They
They're
don't even have their
they're going
best
to lose.
player in yet,
I know they don't, but they're going to lose, man.
and their running back was hurt. Like, come on.
I see your point, but so here's the schedule. Okay, I just pulled it up.
Yep.
They're at Oregon State next week. Okay,
If I had to guess, I bet Cam Rising's back that game.
probably. I would
I would
imagine
think.
he is.
I would.
He
think
was
he's
supposed
gonna
to be back for this game, and he was a late scratch.
He was supposed to be back, freaking against Florida.
Well, yeah, you're right, but
He's been like questionable every single week, and now
Yeah.
it's going into week 5, and he's still questionable.
yeah, Kyle Whittingham is doing this on purpose because he doesn't want his team or like his opponents to plan for any of their
100%.
quarterbacks.
No,
100%.
I actually read an article about it. It's so Cam Rising has a doctor from it's in California, and the coach has said that he's like it's 100% up to the doctor, and like their team doctor is like yeah he can play. That's why he's practicing. He's literally practicing like
Yeah.
full go, but his doctor in California has to clear him because like I think it's kind of like he like hired him to be like it's just like personal doctor.
Which is fair,
I
I
get
guess.
that, right.
Yeah.
I mean,
So-
his point is not to do really well in college. He wants an NFL
make it.
career, so he's going to listen to his personal doctor. I get it.
Yeah.
But that's a scary scenario, right? You're going against a ranked opponent at their stadium. Oregon State's a 2-point favorite, by the way, right now.
Oh
I
my god!
knew. I knew.
I'm putting the
Nick.
house. I'm putting the house on Utah.
That's dumb, but I love it.
Okay, so here's the rest of their schedule. Okay.
Wait, hang on. Before you do this,
Okay.
I just looked up total points scored this year. I guess US or no, yeah, no, these three have played the same. It's USC's number one. They've scored 220.
It's because they have 4 wins, right?
So these are all 4 games. It's USC with 220, Oregon with 216, and then Washington with 199.
Wow.
So 4-point difference between, I guess, 1 point per game average difference.
You know
55, 54, 49.8.
You know the common denominator here?
What?
Pac-12,
I mean, no defense.
which is now dead.
Yeah, that's crazy.
All because their commissioner couldn't get a deal done.
Yeah, that's gonna go down as one of the biggest flops in sports history.
I agree. Okay, you ready for the rest of the schedule?
Yeah, yeah.
This is for Utah, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
Alright, cool.
at Oregon State,
Yep.
home against Cal,
When?
at USC,
That's a big one. Also, you have to remember too that they beat USC last year.
you're right.
That caused, and I'm pretty sure they also injured.
They did. Cam Rising,
Caleb Williams.
they did.
Nope, no. Caleb Williams.
I thought Cam Rising got injured that game.
Not the injury that he's out for, but I think he also did get injured. Yes,
Okay.
but he came back in. I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Following week, home against Oregon.
Is there a bye week in there?
Nope.
That's tough. Back to back.
Then home. I'm sorry. Then home against Arizona State.
Wait, did you say it was home against Oregon or away?
Home against Oregon.
Okay, that's much better.
After Arizona State, at Washington,
It's gonna be
and
great.
then at Arizona, and then home to Colorado.
I mean, yeah, it's a tough schedule. Don't get me wrong. They
It's a tough
probably will lose one, but I think they're going to win the rest and then win the Pac-12, and they'll be in.
See, but here's the worry: is if they make the Pac-12 championship, and lose, are they out?
Yeah.
If they have one loss, yeah.
No. So let's say they lose one of the games. Let's say it's one of the ones that are away against one of the top 10 opponents, USC or Washington.
Okay, yeah.
They lose a regular season game. Then they lose the Pac-12 championship.
Well, chances are they'll play that team again in the Pac-12 championship, and if they lose twice to them, they won't be in.
Right.
Because you'll have SEC winner, Big Ten winner, and probably either you could have another Big Ten, you could have ACC, or Big 12, aka just Oklahoma. Oh wait, sorry, Texas too. Wait, yeah, Texas is still Big 12.
Yeah, so we're looking at a scenario where, you're probably going to say Georgia and either Michigan or Ohio State makes it as the number 1 and 2, right?
Yeah.
Then you're looking at next man up, probably Texas, as long as they don't blow it against like a random team. Even if they lose one game, they're still going to be in. They got a big win against Bama, they're safe. As long as they don't lose 2 games.
Yeah, but like, if Bama loses another one, is it that big of a win anymore?
Good point. But will they lose another one?
And then you also have, Florida State is up there.
Yep.
So Utah's not looking great.
I don't know.
Also-
This is a weird season.
Also, Texas's next 2 games, Kansas, who's ranked 24th
Not
now.
ranked. Yep.
And then the following week is Oklahoma.
See, I'm
I
a
think
little
they'll be
worried
fine.
about this next game, right? I'm a little worried about this next game because it feels like a trap game because they're going to be preparing for the Red River. It feels like a trap game.
Also, I wouldn't, and then after that game, at Houston,
That's not scary.
I could see that being a trap game too.
I think they're going to win all 3 fine.
I got Justin believing in Texas, man.
I've always liked Texas. I just didn't think they would be the ones this year, but they're making it happen.
I love it. I love it.
All right, what's the
All
next
right.
game?
You guys want to move on to the 7 o'clock slate?
Yeah.
Let's
All
do it.
right. Which one you want to talk about first? Because Washington State had a scare.
Pissed me off, dude.
Dude, it was scary, okay? So they were up, 38? I think it was 38-21, pretty late in the game. And Oregon State had those late touchdowns. And I'm like, oh my gosh, are they actually going to come back and win this game? Thank God they didn't. That's
an onside kick.
That's honestly a great win for Washington State, though.
Yeah, that was a close one. That was scary. 21 points in the fourth quarter. You don't like seeing that.
So, for everyone that doesn't know, I know Kratz knows. And I don't think I told you, Justin.
Oh yeah, we got to talk about this.
I had a 17-leg parlay going on
Jesus
Saturday,
Christ.
where I picked all of the ranked teams of who would win, and but at what time was it? I guess it would be around. So it was actually up until around 9 p.m. I had all of them right still.
Crazy.
I had 10 correct with 7 left. And then I had Oregon State, which that's why it pissed me off that they lost. But I thought they were going to get that onside kick, and I was very excited. And then I also had Notre Dame. Other than those 2, the rest hit. So 15 and 2.
You should have
not bad.
just taken the money line for the
I took money line
Notre
for
Dame
everything.
game.
I did, but I took Notre Dame.
I'm sorry, against the spread. You should have just taken the 3 points.
I mean, I took money line for all of them. So
Yeah, I guess you wouldn't have hit it anyway, but
and I only bet $1, but it would have won me 63.
it's honestly a nice payout.
I know, I'll take it, but I didn't get it, so
So you won't take
relevant.
it.
So I won't take it. Anyways, yeah, no, that game was really good too. Yeah, the coming back all in the fourth quarter and then almost fully blowing it, I think it's crazy.
Cam Ward is a great college quarterback. He just doesn't have the skill set, to me, that's going to translate well to the NFL. But as a college quarterback, he is a great one.
That's fair.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I only saw like the ending. I didn't see much of everything else because I was too focused on the Ohio State and Notre Dame game.
Great game.
Which great game.
Let's just
a lot of defense.
Let's just filter to it. Let's just filter right over to it.
Yeah, we'll go right into it. It very disappointing ending for me personally.
Yeah, not Ohio State fans.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, very physical game, very defensive game. It didn't seem like the offense woke up until about halfway through the third, but yeah, it was electric. I very much enjoyed watching that game. Regardless of the ending.
So there's a couple concerns, obviously, for Ohio State. Kyle McCord, in a big game scenario, pulled through at the end, right? Yes. Throughout the whole game, he looked a little lost and relied heavily on his defense, which played an excellent game. Their defense is legit this year. Jim Knowles is a fantastic coordinator. I saw the play where they blitzed their linebackers and pulled their defensive tackles back in coverage. You talk about a brilliant play design, right? Coverage design. It was fantastic and it worked. That's remarkable. He has been their saving grace, okay? Because if he didn't put together this defense, they absolutely would have lost that game to Notre Dame. They might have lost against Indiana. He has been That's great defensive coordinator for them. But there's definitely some concerns with Ohio State. And the fact that Notre Dame couldn't really throw the ball very much bodes well for Michigan fans.
Yeah. And then obviously Marvin Harrison going down. Not great for Ohio State.
I think he's okay. He came back in, but that's something to watch week over week.
Yeah.
I mean, they definitely. I think they probably gave him something, and then did you see how much tape he had? Probably.
Oh my God! Yeah.
8 pounds of tape on his ankle, so that thing is not moving regardless. But yeah, he definitely
wear and tear over the season. It might happen.
I mean, yeah, and like you get to the. I guess no, because I guess people don't do that unless it's like a bowl game that means nothing. But I was going to say maybe he sits out for the draft.
I mean, Smith and Jigba did it.
Yeah, but
there was playoffs.
Was it really?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
He wasn't 100. He wasn't 100%. But he said he's not coming back, which is insane. Like, of any time not to play when this is what you've been fighting for this entire time. I guess he's not, but
I mean,
he's fighting for the league.
He was, fighting to get drafted or
get that money,
get drafted high. But then again, like also, I'm sure like how it is now with NIL stuff, like it doesn't matter.
That's true.
Like
so let's talk about that last drive, okay, by Ohio State. I don't know how you have such a great defensive game plan the entire game comes down to that last drive, and you let their receiver get open on the 1 yard line. When what was it? Fourth and 9 with 15 seconds left. Like, what are you doing? Just let them play underneath you and then just make a tackle.
Yeah, like literally form a wall at the first down line.
Yeah,
and don't let anyone obviously behind you for the end zone. But like, dude, come on. And then the last play, only having 10 players.
Oh my gosh, the 2 plays.
What are we doing?
It was 2 plays in a row. Yeah.
Yeah, the one they stopped him, they had 10 players on the field.
Idiots.
Yeah, that's unreal. I mean, like, I don't know. Didn't they also have a timeout?
No, they didn't have a timeout. So that's why Marcus Freeman said. That's why he said he didn't want to put another guy on the field because he didn't want to give them another chance to run another play. But in that scenario, even if you have 12 men on the field, that's better than having 10.
That's true.
Yeah.
It won't be. It's not a first down, and there's 5 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah. He should have put a player on. It was a royal mess up.
Yeah.
Just heartbreaking.
It's. Can we also talk about Ryan Day's post interview?
Oh my gosh.
He was going off. What was he saying?
I thought he cried. I thought he was crying.
I mean, yes, definitely a big win. But it's also kind of really funny because if you look at like his coaching history and like the games he's won, I would argue that's probably the biggest one. And it's not even like, I wouldn't say it's that big. Like, it was top 10 opponent, but like.
It was a good win, but like he was going off.
Yeah. I saw a tweet that was like Lou Holtz. It was Holtz, right?
Yep.
There was like the video is like he's like, why did you say fuck me for?
But that's just weird. So you can clearly tell he's feeling the heat, right? Yeah. His seat's getting a little hotter. It's not going very well this year. This was a good win, right? It was a very good win against a ranked opponent. They're going to be fine moving forward. But
to claim that you've only had one bad half in the past 2 years, come on.
He also clarified that it was the 2021 second half against Michigan.
So
last
year when they lost by more wasn't worse.
I guess not. Maybe he forgot about that game.
Was he just thinking offensively?
Maybe. I don't know.
He had to have. He had to have just been thinking offensively. Because like defensively, I mean,
they didn't show up.
They dropped, what was it, 42?
Yeah, I don't even remember.
It was something like that. Yeah, I think it was 42.
Yeah, like, you just tell me in that game where you get 42 scored against you and you lose at home, you didn't have a bad half at all?
He was feeling the heat or the passion in the moment. I think he was just saying a bunch of things and then he had to clarify afterwards. And he's like, this is what I meant. It's like,
this one.
Yeah, it's like, okay, buddy. I mean, it's cool seeing he has that much passion. Just
also,
kind of like,
hang on, I'm checking something as well. I'm pretty sure. Oh no, it wasn't this game. There was a game this year, and it might have been Indiana. Weren't they only up like? Yeah, they were up 10-3 in the first half.
Yes.
You're telling me that was a good half? It wasn't bad for your standards?
Yeah, he's just trying to cover for his players, and he's trying to build confidence for Kyle McCord. And I think it's working a little bit. But I'm telling you, when they get a defense that's going to put a lot of pressure on them, because Notre Dame, you can tell, hung back a lot. They didn't pressure him a lot. They didn't blitz a lot. Their best players are in their secondary, which is fine. But once Kyle McCord feels that pressure from a Penn State team that's coming in about 3 weeks, I think it's going to be a different ballgame, especially with Penn State playing the way they're playing lately.
I also think, too, I don't get the vibe like I do from Michigan. Like, to be fair, Michigan hasn't played an opponent as tough as Notre Dame. But, like, I don't think Ohio State's holding back any, like, plays or formations or anything. So that's what, like, another thing that's just going to kill them. But, like, I did see it. We also want to talk about this. Urban Meyer saying how Michigan's schedule is ridiculous and Ohio State's is so much harder and stuff. Have you guys seen what the schedule for Michigan and what the schedule for Ohio State is next year?
No.
I know Michigan plays Texas.
Yes. And Ohio State plays no one. I'm pretty sure they might play 2 MAC schools.
Hey, I'm just saying.
As long as he says that
next, a little push.
As long as he says it next season that, Ohio State has an easy schedule and Michigan has it hard, I'm fine with
He
that.
won't.
No, of course he won't.
Could just be me being a Michigan fan. So.
Oh, all right. You want to talk about the? So Nick's not on the bandwagon of Longhorn Nation here. So Nick, why don't you feel the love, man? I'm feeling the love for Quinn Ewers and Steve Sarkisian.
Um, I don't know. I just don't think they. I'm not fully convinced that they're back. I think if they beat Oklahoma, then I'll be on board. Then I'll be kind of there, because like that's legit to have that many, especially I guess it's in 2 weeks, so you'll be 6-0 if you win that game.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, yeah, and then playing no one else really the rest of the year.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's legit. So, and chances are, I mean, it happens every year. There's going to be one team that chokes it and loses to a no name.
Mhm.
It's going to be Texas.
I don't think it will.
It will be. So Georgia's not.
No.
Michigan, I wouldn't think. I don't get the.
I
as
don't know,
much of the
man.
feeling
I
I
wouldn't
wouldn't
put it
bank
past
on
them.
that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. I mean, I wouldn't like be incredibly surprised, but at the same time, I see Texas losing to someone more than I see Michigan losing to someone.
Okay. I
Um,
mean, I see it, right? There's even that first game against Rice. It didn't look pretty early on, but I think a lot of their game plans and practices were meant for the Bama game.
Yeah.
And I think we kind of saw that when they played Bama.
yeah,
Then they played Wyoming, who played them tough, but I also am a little higher on Wyoming than I think the regular person is. I think they're a very good team, and they could easily win the Mountain West this year. And Baylor's just rough, man. They're down bad.
Poor Baylor.
Okay, I get it. I get it, right? So as of right now, okay, Nick, since this is the first time that we're like really deep diving into college sports here, who is your pick right now for the Heisman?
a Heisman.
Yep.
I mean, Caleb Williams hasn't shown
Okay.
why he shouldn't win it again.
Okay.
So either him, I would say either him or Penix.
Okay. Yeah,
I think those two.
Penix
are-
is really just doing whatever he can to stat pad.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I get it. I
and
get
like,
it.
I mean, that's what you gotta do. It's
Yeah.
hard to put up. It's hard to compare the numbers.
It's true. It's true.
That's true.
Especially, it's really gonna be interesting because like if it does come down between those two, I know they play each other and like, let's say they both have a decent game. Like Penix is like if Penix is or hang on, sorry. Let's say USC beats Washington. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
If Penix doesn't have like a terrible game, he gets like 250 with 2 touchdowns or something, and Caleb Williams has like 300 yards, 4 touchdowns, let's say. If and then if Washington doesn't make like the college football playoff, if he has like 300 more yards and 5 more touchdowns than Caleb Williams, even though his team's not in the playoff, do you still give it to him?
I mean, if you look at the way that even Caleb Williams last year, he didn't make the playoff and he won it.
Yeah, but
And
yeah,
his numbers
that's true.
weren't like crazy outrageously more than like
Just a
CJ
little bit better.
Stroud.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Yeah. No, I would give it to him if he's better in yards and touchdowns, and that's the reason. If that's the reason they don't make the playoffs, then yeah, I'd give it to him for sure.
Yeah, if it's their defense is the reason they lose games, then
Right.
I mean, but then you also, I mean, shoot, you also have Bo Nix, but I also feel
Yeah,
like
I don't like
Bo
Bo
Nix.
Nix.
I mean,
I don't. I'm Quack Nation all the way, man. I am. I am not as high on Bo Nix as a lot of people are.
Yeah,
He
I'm
has
not
made a lot of stupid mistakes in the past, just in terms of turning the ball over a lot. Even if you look at last year's game one against Georgia, and I know that was Georgia, but man, that was an ugly game, like 49-3 bad. And it's I just don't. I'm just not feeling the Bo Nix love.
I also think, or I guess, do you guys think that Sam Hartman just lost the Heisman?
Yes, he did.
Sadly, I agree, but I
I
still
think
think
so
he's a
too.
great. I think he'll be a good pro quarterback too. I think he'd be decent.
I see. And this is very different people, but I think Drake May is going to be a better quarterback in the NFL than what
I agree,
Sam Hartman
but
would be.
but I the way that he's progressing in Notre Dame's offense, which is a very NFL like offense, the
Yep.
way that they play, he's doing well enough. He just needs to show us a little more
Yeah.
against like actual opponents, not Navy and Central Michigan.
Yes.
No offense,
Yeah.
guys, but
Hey,
No, it's all right.
they covered. They covered.
No, I agree. Yeah, he definitely this game lost it for him, which I don't think he
Yeah.
was going to get it anyways, but it kind of solidified that.
I think if he wins this, I think he had a very good chance of getting it, but I think it's gone now.
Okay. We're jumping into NFL now?
Yes,
NFL.
flipping over to NFL.
Yes.
Um, I'm pulling up the scores for today. I guess we can
Well,
start with
Thursday night. Yeah.
Thursday. 49ers are going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. They're looking
Like,
great.
is there anyone else that can even compete? I don't
I
think
mean,
so.
they were playing the Giants, so it's still not the greatest litmus test, but they destroyed the Giants, so.
Hey,
I'm not gonna lie, Giants played better at the beginning of the game than I expected them to.
I guess a little bit. I mean, they were tied.
It was
in the
more
first
on
quarter.
what the Giants' capabilities are rather than the 49ers. But as long as the 49ers stay healthy, I mean, they were my
Sure,
pick to go to the Super Bowl. So
yeah, there's no one that's going to beat them. Um,
I
I
mean,
know
the
this is kind of
Dolphins,
fast.
though?
No, no.
Whoo-hoo-hoo-hoo.
I mean,
They
they had
could
a
have
very
dropped.
good day.
They could have dropped the most points ever in an NFL game today, and they chose not to. They could have
Yeah.
kicked that field goal.
Yeah. What
Yeah.
what was the record? 72?
72.
They could have got 73.
Wow.
Dang. I would have done it.
Yeah, that's. I mean, how do you not?
I
I
think
feel
it's
like
more
people
of
didn't
a
know. I feel
yeah.
like they
I
didn't
think it's
know.
more of a like didn't want to do that to put pressure on this team. Blah blah blah.
Oh, who cares? Make history.
Yeah,
Guys, they did this
yeah.
without Waddle today.
I know. It's
I
disgusting.
mean,
It was against
yeah,
the
but
Broncos.
like, you could also argue like, I mean, I don't know. Once they went up at the end of the third, they were up 49-13. The starters came out,
Oh yeah,
so
but
it's
that's the
like,
thing. Like the Broncos just truly just didn't care. They just let them go. They could have.
I mean, you're up
They could have made
49 to
this.
13.
I know, but they could have made this like a 50, like a low 50s game, right? Like 50s to 20s. It's just they let them run all over them. A Chain had like 200 yards, and Mostert had like another 140.
Yeah. It was
Most had
disgusting.
4 touchdowns.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Trust me, I'm fully aware. And I got destroyed in 2 of my leagues because of Mostert.
That's tough.
Yeah.
But yeah, 49ers are going to make it, and I think the Dolphins are going to make it. So,
I, no, I think I mean, if it were up to me on like what Super Bowl matchup I want to see, I would love to see a Bills 49ers game. That would be a very fun game to see.
Bills were my pick to go originally, but Josh Allen's looking better, but he still struggled.
I think Josh Allen misses Brian Daboll a lot.
I agree.
I mean, he'll be fine.
He'll be fine, but I think it's
In the
just
Bills
when
defense.
the Bills defense looks great, but against tough teams, I think they're going to struggle.
I agree.
I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, I
Josh
think
Allen's a little too loose with the ball.
they should be
We'll see,
3-0. They had the one fluke game against the Jets. Their game plan was for Aaron Rodgers. Didn't happen like that. Their defense showed up that game. They still went into overtime.
So
Wait,
what
did they
I'm
go to-
hearing, what I'm
They go in
hearing,
overtime?
yeah, win in overtime, punt
Okay.
return.
Okay. Yeah.
So what I'm hearing is Zach Wilson is the Bills' kryptonite.
Honestly.
No.
Specifically Zach Wilson because he
No.
beat them last year too.
No. Because I think that game it was. I mean, Josh Allen had the worst game of his career, right? And
4
they
interceptions,
still
yeah.
almost won. They still almost won that game.
That's what I'm saying. Josh Allen's just shaky this season. I mean, he's still going to do great, but when it matters most, I don't know if
They
he's going to come through.
honestly, they probably were going to win that game. If that punt return doesn't get done, then what? Zach Wilson's going to march down the field? Probably not.
No, but again,
He might
this
throw a
is with
pick.
Zach Wilson. It's not like they were facing a good quarterback.
I
Yeah.
know, but like I said, Josh Allen had the worst game of his career.
Honestly, if Josh Allen just didn't throw the football at the end of the game, they would have been fine.
Probably. They probably would have won the game if Josh Allen didn't throw the ball.
Yeah, they just keep running it.
Yeah. Just
Yeah.
yeah. But I mean, it would be cool to see the Bills get up there. I don't know if they're gonna
I
make
don't
it to the
know.
Super Bowl.
The AFC is just a gauntlet, man.
I need to see a Chiefs Bills AFC
Rematch.
Championship. Oh
Just a
my
rematch.
gosh. No, I don't want a divisional game. I don't want the wild card game. I want a conference championship. Winner goes to the Super Bowl. That would be the greatest.
Nick wants the hype of the DeMar Hamlin coming back. Or he wants it in
Whoa,
Buffalo for the
whoa.
DeMar Hamlin thing. He wants it with Taylor Swift in the sweet box with Travis Kelce's parents.
That was crazy that happened this game. We're kind of going all over the board right now, but
We
we're
are.
going to talk about
We
that
are.
right now. The putting a mockery against the Bears.
Oh my God.
Look,
The
Yeah.
Bears are the
disgusting.
worst team in football.
Yeah, they're looking really bad. But Taylor Swift, I think, really upped the stakes for the Chiefs. They needed to show off. And I think that's what happened.
Guys,
I mean,
if Taylor Swift. So if the
this is way
Chiefs.
too. You just
if
made
the
that
Ch-
way too intense.
If the Chiefs go to the Super Bowl again, okay, and Taylor Swift's in that sweet box,
They're winning.
that
the
is
Super Bowl.
going to be the
the
most
sweet
watched
box,
Super
Kratz.
Bowl.
Cross, in the sweet box, she's going to be the halftime show.
No, Usher just
No,
was announced.
Usher. Yeah, they just announced
Are
Usher.
you kidding me?
Yeah, I know.
Usher?
I'm kind of upset about that.
Oh.
I didn't know
So
we
did
were
you
still in
see-
the mid 2000s, but
Did you see the Lil Wayne thing?
No.
no.
There was so it was it wasn't even a commercial. It was like a little like snippet that NFL released, and it was like Lil Wayne. He like got like a package, and it opened up. He was like reading the front, and it was like NFL, or it was like, or no, he was reading a letter that came with it, and it was like, Wheezy, this is your official NFL script for the 2023 season. Your part is in scene 9. Like I don't know, part it was like part 3, scene 9, and then he like opened and he goes, he's like interesting, and then that was it. And people were like, a halftime show,
Oh, that's weird. Maybe he'll
but
be there.
like,
Oh.
I mean, he could.
Does he have a song with Usher?
I'm sure Lil Wayne has a
I
song
would
with everyone.
think so. Yeah,
I'll look that
he
up
has
while
to.
we talk about another.
One more quick thing. So I saw this thing on Twitter, right? And Twitter was full of things today. I loved it. I saw this thing where it was a picture of like someone getting beat up, right? And it was the Chiefs standing over the Bears, and like there was a big crowd like chanting on the sidelines. It was Taylor Swift fans, Taylor Swift, and it said Bears instantly became the most hated team in football in 1 hour.
They do have a song together, by the way. It also has Beyonce, so that would be crazy.
Whoa,
Yeah.
that'd be great.
Bring her out too.
So let's talk about a really important game today
Oh yes.
for us. Lions, back in the win column.
Nick, how's your voice?
It was, I mean, it's good, but that was a crazy game. Like crazy in the sense of the crowd at Ford Field would compete in the probably top 5 loudest crowds in the NFL, maybe
Love
top
that.
3. It's
love that.
incredible. Like the fans this year, they're showing up,
That's
and
cool.
it's the home. They're doing like a tracker, which I think they've probably always done this, but it was number of false starts, delay of games, or any like penalties or issues or timeouts that they did to prevent a delay of game, and they've only had 2 home games, right?
Yeah.
They're at 6 right now
Nice.
Wow.
in that counter. So yeah, it was electric. I mean, Goff looked, other than that one interception, Goff looked good. Um, I'm a little worried about Gibbs, to be honest. I
Yeah.
He's not a power back,
He's not.
and
He
we
needs the
can't.
compliment.
Yeah.
Yeah, he definitely does. He needs, because he's more like an open space one-on-one. He's gonna beat the guy, but like you put him in between the tackles, and he's not
Yeah.
getting more than 5 yards.
Yeah. They need Montgomery back.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
He's
how
no
wa-
he's no
did anyone-
Bijan, but he
right.
wasn't meant
Not
to
Bijan didn't look that good either.
No.
True.
But I mean, Lions defense looks
I
pretty
mean,
good.
I mean, dude, Brian Branch, defensive
He was
rookie
playing
of the
well.
year,
Steal of the year? Steal
defensive
of the
rookie of
draft?
the year. I think he might be.
They've had very good drafts last couple of seasons.
As of
especially
late,
on
yes, they
defensive side.
have. Yep.
Yeah,
I agree.
it's been great. But yeah,
Doesn't need to be done.
overall, yeah, great to be back in the win column. Packers winning by 1.
Yeah.
What a comeback, man.
Honestly.
Derek Carr going out of the game. I know Derek Carr hasn't played well this year, and going to a new offensive like play style is very different, but he just has that experience that I believe would have won them the game that Jameis doesn't. And I think if Derek Carr was out there, they would have won that game. But Jordan Love, man,
He
he's
might be
good.
legit.
He is
He might be
legit.
legit.
I have him on my bench, and like the first 3 quarters, I'm like, thank God I didn't put him in. And the fourth quarter, I'm like, what just happened?
Do you guys know who plays on Thursday?
No.
Lions Packers.
Yep, Lions
Ooh,
Packers.
Baby, let's go.
That's going to be a great game.
I'm
Is
excited.
it is it in Lambeau?
Yep, it's in Lambeau.
Oh.
Because the Thanksgiving, both of their Green Bay Lions games are on Thursday.
Honestly, I'd rather take Lambeau Field now than in December. So
Wow.
Well, Lions always
Oh,
play.
yeah, I understand.
Always play home on
yeah,
Thanksgiving.
with that snow and
Yeah.
I would rather take Lambeau early than later.
That's true. But yeah, no, the Packers, I mean, they struggled, but they got it done. And I guess that's all that really matters at this point with a young QB.
Yeah, I mean they're getting it done, but I also feel like they haven't really been tested too much.
True.
Today was a pretty good test, I think, but overall, I think next week is going to be a big test. If they win that sucks.
Yeah.
'Cause that
Their
means the
defense
Packers
is
are
still
back.
good. We knew that coming into the season, right? That their defense was still going to be, upper level, maybe top 10, maybe top 12, right? But their offense is a lot better than I think a lot of people were expecting, and Christian Watson hasn't even played a game yet.
Yeah, that's the scary part, too. One of the best receivers is out.
Yeah, I mean, but Campbell on a primetime game, anything can
True.
happen.
True.
He's not afraid. Not afraid of anything. Did you guys hear the story that he asked Sheila, is it Hamp? I don't know. No, Sheila Ford. I don't know. The owner. She asked the owner, or
Okay.
he asked the owner, if he could have a lion on the field,
Oh, I did
That's
hear this story.
Awesome.
like on a chain.
I
On
love
the
that he
field.
asked that.
Yeah, and the owners were all for it. It was the NFL that said no.
Yeah.
That's
Like,
dumb.
that would be insane if there was an actual lion.
If they make it to the playoffs, they need to do that. If they have a home playoff game, have a lion out
You
there.
bring in a lion.
We're winning that game no matter what.
So the seats I sat in today were 300 level. They were one of my coworkers' tickets. He said that his seats for Thanksgiving are going for $300 each right now,
Good Lord.
and they're the
Wow.
300 level.
I believe it.
The hype's real. They
The hype is real.
At the tailgate, he made blue Kool-Aid that had like four 4 or 5 different liquors in it,
Oh
and
God.
it was great because everyone was drinking the Kool-Aid.
Drink that Kool-Aid, man. I'm drinking it
Um,
right now. I'm telling you.
it's great.
What other
Uh,
games were there? There's the Cardinals and Cowboys.
Cardinals embarrassed the Cowboys.
Yep.
yeah,
What the heck? What the heck happened?
that's
Full shutdown. I
Dak.
don't know. But Dak
They
didn't
got
even
beat
play
by
bad.
Josh Dobbs. They got
Yeah.
beat by
But like
Josh
the
Dobbs.
the Cardinals played well against a defense that we thought was top tier.
What was the money line on that?
12 and a half.
Nope, that's not a money line. What
Oh,
was
you mean the... Yeah, my bad.
like what was the odds for the money line?
I
I
don't
would
even know.
love to know.
I have no clue.
Yeah, dude, Dak threw like
Dak threw one
60%.
interception.
Yeah, 1-on-1. Tony Pollard had 122 yards. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's... They just couldn't
The
stop
defense.
Connor early on, and then they switched to stop the run, and then Josh Dobbs was throwing all over them.
Yeah.
Which, again, I'm repeating myself again. It's Josh Dobbs.
It's Josh Dobbs. You're right. No, I agree. I if I'm a Cardinals fan, I'm ecstatic. This is gonna be one of your only wins, I think, this season. I don't think they're a good team. I mean,
And it's
Kyler Murray
against-
comes back.
And it's against an NFC favorite
Yeah,
to go to
it's
the
insane.
Super Bowl.
Josh
Yeah,
Dobbs.
that's crazy. Especially like what happened to their defense?
Micah
Their
Parsons
defense
had
is
one sack against a pitiful offensive line.
Yeah,
Like, what?
yeah,
ridiculous.
that's wild.
I don't understand. I don't understand. Whatever.
Uh,
They're not going to be, a top tier team. I think they'll still be good, but they're not going to be the top 4 runners for the Super Bowl.
I got one more game for you guys.
Chargers
It's,
Vikings.
what? Oh, 2 more games for you. We'll end on that one. We'll end on that one because I got a hot
Okay,
take.
okay.
Texans, Jaguars. Texans beat
Didn't
them
even
by...
care about the game.
Texans won by
Good.
20.
Sheesh.
And CJ Stroud just solidified himself as the best quarterback in this class. By far. For sure.
I mean, Richardson also won today, and they have a
He
winning
didn't play.
record.
He didn't play today.
Oh, he didn't play today?
No, he-
No, he was injured. Minshew.
It's Gardner
I just saw the
Minshew.
final score.
Minshew mania, man.
Well,
No,
Yeah,
CJ Stroud
I probably-
has CJ Stroud has 908 yards in his first 3 games.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
He's
the Texans-
he's playing well, and I think we can all agree that their wide receiver class is pretty terrible. Nico Collins is their number 1 wide receiver, and
Yep.
yes, he
Yeah.
went to Michigan. Yes, I'm high on him, but he's not a number 1 wide receiver.
he's not. No, he's yeah. He's
I mean,
not.
I said in an earlier episode, I think they can win 7 games this season if
You
they
did say that.
continue to play
and
well.
I laughed at you.
Yes, and I mean they still might be able to. I mean they're not going to be a great team, but they could get close to 7 if they keep playing like that. They stomped on Jacksonville.
Can you imagine the Texans going to the playoffs?
No, they're not going to make playoffs.
I think
No.
they don't have a better team in their division. They just beat the best team in their division.
Yeah, but they'll just split with them. Jacksonville will bounce back. It'll be fine.
I mean,
I'm
I
not worried
didn't
about
see
it.
anything against the Chiefs that made me think that. I picked up Trevor Lawrence because I thought he'd play better against the Texans.
I'm not.
and-
I'm not saying they're gonna win a game in the playoffs, but I think they'll win their division
Okay.
because they'll split with the Texans. They'll probably sweep the Colts, right?
Colts are 2-1.
Yeah,
They beat
but-
the Ravens today.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting division, and whoever comes out of that is not going to be a favorite.
Whoever comes out of that is losing the first game.
All right, we got to talk about the 0-2 battle that was today. The Chargers and the Vikings in Minneapolis. Chargers come out with a victory. Said that going in, right?
Yep.
Is it
Problem
time?
here. The problem here is Kirk Cousins, right? He's
Is
on
it
an 0-3.
time to get rid of him?
Yes.
That
It
was
absolutely is.
Kratz's. That was
my
his.
take. That was my
yeah.
take on Thursday. I said, Vikings go 0-3. They trade him to the Jets. Okay. I said it right here, Justin. Right
You
here
did.
on
You
Thursday.
did.
I said that the Jets were going to find out this weekend when they played the Patriots that Zach Wilson would not be the guy who can win them any playoff games or make them
wasn't.
like get them to the playoffs.
Yep.
They need to make a trade now. And Kirk Cousins is 0-3 with the Vikings. They're not going anywhere. They need to
He's a
rebuild.
decent quarterback.
So-
he's not great. He's decent. He can get them.
So here's my thing. I agree with you. I think, well, from a Jets side of things, trading for Kirk Cousins makes a lot of sense.
Mhm.
But they also have the best wide receiver in the league, and you don't have a quarterback. That receiver is probably going to want to leave if you don't have a quarterback. So, who are they going to get? They're not going to get.
Caleb Williams.
Here's the thing, right? They're 0-3, Nick. So
Yeah, but they're not going to like. They'll
If they
find
trade
a way
Kirk
to
Cousins.
not get the first.
So if they trade Kirk Cousins right now, okay, let's say they win 4 games, that's still a top 10 draft pick. Even if you don't get Caleb Williams, you can get Drake May or Quinn
But
Ewers.
here's my thing too. You're going to trust that this college quarterback is going to come into the league and be Kirk Cousins as good as what Kirk Cousins is, or better? Well, better than Kirk Cousins because that's
They
kind of
don't have to be. They don't have to be banking on that. They just have to bank on the potential is there to keep Justin Jefferson and enough hype to where the team wants to stay.
Well, yeah, and here's the thing: they're 0-3
Yeah,
with
yeah.
Kirk Cousins.
Yeah. So they got to make a change at some point. Might as well do it now. Tank,
Yep.
get a good pick, and hope that he balls out his rookie season.
Hear me out. The Bears trade Justin Fields to the Vikings.
I thought about this too. So, is this a 3-way trade?
That would be crazy. I would feel bad if I'm the
Three-way
Bears.
trade?
I
This would
don't-
never happen, right? Because they don't do this like the NBA does. Because
No,
the
they don't.
NBA
Right.
has the hard cap line and they need to work out deals, right? But you move Kirk Cousins to the Jets, Justin Fields to the Vikings, and a defensive player.
Just get picks.
Yeah, you get picks. Yeah, sure. Bears are bad. Like, they're bad. Like, Caleb Williams, first draft pick overall bad. And it makes sense.
Also, the Bears will have most likely 2 top 10 picks.
Yeah, with Giants pick.
And that could be.
Or,
that
no,
could be
I'm sorry,
I mean-
Panthers pick. Panthers pick.
Panthers pick. And the Panthers are also 0-3.
Yep.
They could get the top 2 picks.
It's true.
Imagine you get Caleb Williams, and then you also get Marvin Harrison.
Marvin Harrison. Oh, my
That'd
God.
be crazy. I still don't think they're going to be a good team that following season, but their issues are a lot more than just the quarterback, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, they just need an offensive line that is
Capable.
functional.
Yeah.
They need a defense that can stop anyone.
Yeah.
They need a
Do
defensive
anything.
coordinator that doesn't resign.
Get his
They
house
need
raided by the
everything.
FBI,
Yeah.
allegedly.
Allegedly.
God. But yeah, no.
Uh.
So, I mean, the only other game is Monday Night Football, right? And
Not tonight,
Well,
too.
there's no, tonight.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're right.
there's- Is there 2 tomorrow? There is.
There
2
are
tomorrow.
2 tomorrow. So I don't know why this is happening. This is the last week that they're doing it. I think it's because they wanted to test out the ABC game. Okay. Where they want to test out if they should play the Monday night game on ABC or ESPN, see which one gets more viewers. I get that. But it's annoying. And I hate it because I can't focus on one game. And the way that they schedule it, like last week it was the Browns, Steelers, and Panthers, Saints. Both of them East Coast games. That makes no sense. You could have put one at a later time on Monday night from a West Coast. Just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah. Yeah. It'll be interesting, but a couple more games, see how those turn out.
I think the Rams are going to beat the Bengals.
Yeah.
I think Burrow's gonna sit.
Well,
Sit? Why would he sit?
He's injured. His calf.
Oh, is he? I thought he was practicing.
He was practicing, but he's listed as questionable, and the way that he was hobbling around on Sunday with that ankle or with that calf, I don't know. I just don't see him playing.
but yeah.
I also could
the
see
Rams
the
gonna win.
Bucks beating the Eagles.
Baker
Bucks are
Mayfield's not
legit.
bad.
I'm telling you, if Baker goes in to Philly and beats the Eagles.
It's in Tampa. It's in Tampa.
Oh, it's in Tampa? Oh, even better.
Yeah.
Baker's not bad. That's going to be his slogan for me this whole season. Baker's not bad. Everyone hated on him so much. He's not bad. He can get it done.
I mean,
You call it.
better than
Justin's
Kirk.
calling it right here, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm still.
Baker.
I don't know about that.
Baker's gonna be the Eagles.
I'm just saying Baker's not bad. That's all I'm saying.
Watch Baker's gonna have like 4 interceptions.
Yeah, then I'll be like,
Get
Baker
sad in the
is
first
bad.
half.
Baker's bad. Baker's bad.
I said it all along. Baker is bad. Just cut out where you said not.
Yeah.
I was edited.
Yeah. Oh God.
It's AI. It's AI that's saying that, not me.
Oh, all right. Well, that wraps up this Sunday night special. We'll be back Thursday night for our picks for this next week. We'll see you then.
Peace.
Yep.